Yeah. Hello folks, welcome. It is the 18th of May 2022. I'm just here. We had a workshop this last weekend past and I'm just finishing off a few of the pots that I made on that workshop. I have a bowl to finish off here, which is ready for trimming. I also have a vase here which I need to put into a chuck. Let's put a bit extra light on here. Yeah, I need to get it into a chuck because I can't trim that like that. So I've got a couple of chucks here. There's one. Probably I think I'll use that chuck. But first let's just trim that guy. Yep. Yeah, it's a bit of a dull day today, it's turned out to be. Oh, I started off the day, a lovely sunny day, and then they started chemtrailing, of course. And then the sky turned to a soup after that. Don't know why they do that, but anyway. Okay, well we'll start like about there. Something like that. Yeah, this was actually there was another bowl. This was another bowl that I did on the workshop, which I then fluted with my hacksaw blade, as I usually do. Oh yeah, we also made we did a goblet, thrown in two parts, the cup and then the stem. You turn it upside down, trim it, and then you put a soft lump of clay on the base and you throw the stem and the foot. That I have come to the conclusion is, if you just want to make a sort of traditional, if you like, pottery wine glass, but you know, we call them goblets, don't we? I don't actually like drinking wine out of goblets personally, but I like to see the colour of the grape. But anyway, yeah, no, it's quite nice, you know, it's quite nicely balanced, it works quite well. Right, let's do this trim tool. What have we got? One of my old trim tools, yeah, that's going to work. So yeah, this was 24 ounces, and so we'll just put a bit of water on the rim. That's all we do, and just a little bit of water on the wheel head, not too much. You don't want this thing sliding around, you know, you just got to hit it right, you know, with the right amount of water. Put it down, and now we're just going to give it a few taps. Okay, now if you want to see if something's in the center and your eye is not yet trained, if you put a stationary object up to it like that, it'll give you a pretty strong indication where you're at, you know. Now quite often you'll find after you've thrown a bowl that you'll center the foot ring here, but then if you test it down a bit here, you'll see, oh, it's not quite as on center down there as it is there, and then and again down here it might vary again. So just bear that in mind, okay? Now then, just give it some downward pressure like this. Now this will be fairly stuck to the wheel head. I won't have a problem, I don't think, with this coming off as I'm trimming it, because it's wide in the foot, and where I'm trimming it is fairly close to the center, okay? Just this, I'm only going to be probably trimming this section down to maybe about here, something like that. Now in the case of like a bowl like this, where we have a change of angle right about here where the fluting stops, so from there it goes flatter here and then it goes down. Now you don't have to do it like that, you can have it like just a one sweeping curve all the way from the foot ring down to the lip if you want to. I quite like that, this look here, this change of angle. Personally, I quite like it. So yeah, what I was going to say is that the whole thing about learning how to tap center, dampening the rim of the pot, and you center it, it all happens quite quickly. So the water that you put onto the wheel head and onto the rim doesn't dry up. If you're going to spend 5 minutes trying to center it, by the time you've done that, the water that you put on the lip there and on the wheel head is dried up and it won't stick. So it all works on the premise that you're going to get it centered pretty quickly, you know. Okay, let's just see. Let's bring that camera in a bit closer. I know I did one of these the other day, didn't I? Tough bananas, you've got another one to look at. Oh dear. Well, that's just the way it is, I'm sorry. It's what's on the program for today. Okay, so cutting in there. Yeah, just checking in my wing mirror here. Every potter needs a wing mirror. So just doing a sort of broad sweep there. Let's just coming off the wheel, standing back, just having a look. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's actually as true as it could be. La, la, la. I'm going to recenter it actually. Simon, you need a Giffen grip. No, I do not. All right. Yeah, maybe I'll do this one. You know, just one sweeping curve. Yeah, just checking in my mirror there. Yeah, mirror's very useful. Very useful indeed. So, well, I hope you're all well out there, whatever you're doing. Making pots, making money, making friends. Yep. It's good to be back on the healing wheel, isn't it? Ah, yes it is. Yeah, we had a nice workshop this last weekend. We had 4 people. We had Maria from Syracuse, New York. We had Morgan from Charleston, West Virginia. We had Suzanne from Reading, Pennsylvania. And then we had Judy from North Carolina. I can't remember actually where she came from in North Carolina. But anyway, big hello to all those people. Thanks for coming. Yeah, we just had a keep practicing workshop. You know, basic stuff, but you know, it's all important, isn't it? You've got to get a foundation, you see. Got to get a foundation. Okay, so hello. Let's see now. Okay, let's just going to take it off the wheel and have a look at it. So one of the things I want to look at is, of course, just the look of it. How does it look? Does it hit the spot, you know? Does it feel right in terms of the width of the total width and the width of the foot that I've carved? So it's always a good idea at this stage just to feel it like this, feel it through, to give yourself some. I think I could cut it a little deeper there, you see, and I think I can take a whisker off here too. So what you want to aim at, you know, is getting the pot. You want a well balanced pot, don't you? You don't want a top heavy pot or a thick wool pot, especially something like this, which is it's sort of more of a delicate form, isn't it? So you don't want it to look like something delicate, but when people go to pick it up, they think, oh my gosh, it's a rock, a stone, a heavy stone. Yeah, just taking a whisker more off the side here. In this sort of lower section of the pot. Now sometimes you can take a blade, like a fettling knife, for example, and you can use a fettling knife sometimes. Actually, I don't think that's going to be. So I'm not trying to cut too much at the moment. I'm just. You'll notice here a bevel on the foot, which we believe is necessary. It strengthens the foot and it stops it chipping, you see. Plus it stops it leaving a dent in the table, maybe. I mean, this is a sort of bowl that when it's done, when it's finished, it's not going to be picked up and put down and picked up and put down, you know, like a coffee mug. It's a sort of, it's more of a one-off decorative kind of bowl. It's going to sit in a place on a mantelpiece or something, and and be looked at and admired. You know, it's not really, it's functional, but it's functional from the visual point of view more than a practical use point of view. Okay. So a few taps like that, gently rotating, and that should release it. Okay, so we're just looking at that. Okay. What we want to do then is relocate it back on the wheel. Tap center it at the base here, like I'm doing with my fingertips. And then I want to now just finish the rim here where it's been face down, because actually so the way I do the rim is by using water on my fingertips, as you see me doing. So this bowl, although it's got a little bit of wave to it as it's going round, it's not really running too badly out of true. Don't get over worked up about your pots being just a little bit out of true. It's quite normal, you know. It's very difficult to make a pot on the potter's wheel. That is, let's call it engineering true. I used to be an engineer. I used to work with a micrometer and a vernier in a helicopter factory. I know what that's all about, and we're not really aiming for that. And the thing to bear in mind is that your pot is on a turntable going round and round and round. It's probably the last time it's ever going to be on a turntable. Okay, so don't sweat over that, because once it's fired and it's finished and it gets out there wherever it goes, it's probably never going to be on a turntable again, and you're never going to even know that it wasn't just perfectly true, you know. It's just going to sit there like that, and you're going to look at it, and you're not even going to blink an eye or think twice about it, thinking, whoa, it's not quite true, it's about 1/8 of an inch out, I see. You know, you're not even going to see it. So don't worry about it over much. Yeah, we don't want the thing to be obviously visually lopsided, of course. I'm not suggesting that. Not suggesting that, no. I'm just going to put it here on a banding wheel so that it's lifted up. And then we'll put a seal on it. I just want you to see that. Let's bring the camera down a moment. Let's have a look on the inside. So you want to get your bowls a really nice uninterrupted curve here on the inside. Real nice, you know, no corners, no ridges, if possible. And so this one, you see, is like a curve going all the way down. And yes, it has got a very interestingly, usually that occurs because of uneven drying, you know, because when you make a pot, it's not like you put it, I can't always control what the wind is doing outside if I've got the door open here. So, you know, you might get it drying a little bit more, and it's sat here overnight, you know, upside down, and so those kinds of things can happen. Now, that's not to say, even if it was warped now, as it is, very, very slightly, not really badly, but if you, that might actually right itself in the firing, you see. It might actually come out as it sits on the kiln shelf, and heat is applied to it, which would be fairly even. It all melts, the clay melts, the glaze melts, and then it could even itself out. But even if it doesn't, we're not going to sweat over it. Okay, oh yeah, we're going to put a seal on it, aren't we? Seals, where's the seals? Where's, oh, there they are. Yeah, keep your seals in a box, okay? That is a good tip. Trust me, that is a really good tip. If you've ever lost a seal, you'll know that that's a good tip. Huh. Okay, so here I'm going to apply a seal. Put your finger opposite where you're going to push the seal. Okay. Now, depending on the clay here, how hard it is, dip your finger in the water and just put a blob of water there, and another one there, because I'm putting two seals. Okay, like that and like that. Now then, okay, we've got that seal. Okay, so just let that water, that blob of water, just sort of just dry off a touch. You can just dab it again with your finger to take away any excess. Right, now I'm going to take my seal. Now here's a tip. If you have your own seal, put a black dot on it. You see the black dot there? Put a black dot on the side of the top of the seal that denotes that it's the right way around when you apply it, you see? Then you haven't got to keep checking it the whole time. I just look for the black dot and I apply the seal there by pressure, a rocking and a very slight twisting, okay? And that will give me a good impression. USA, this just says USA. So I apply that. Again, I'm moving my finger on the back side. And that's that. Oops. Okay, you see that there? So you want them to be nice and crisp and clean looking. And as you know, I'm always waging war against these people who are insistent upon using their needle tool. They take their needle tool and they're scratching their name on the bottom of the pot. I don't know who tells them to do that, but I wish they'd stop it. It's jolly well make a seal. Alright, it's very easy to make a seal, and it looks so much better. These scratch signatures on the bottom of the pots, like, I can't stand them. For a start, you can't read them, and they're not consistent, whereas a seal is consistent. It's the same every time. It stands the test of time. It'll be there in 100 years, you know. Okay, right, well there's that. I guess we'll cut this video short because I can't really go on to do the other one because I've been talking too much. That's the trouble, you see. You get talking, you get like, when you start talking you start teaching, you see, and then when you start teaching one thing leads to another. And before I go though, I will show you one of the people on the workshop, Suzanne. She said, could you make for us a fermentation jar, I think she called it. So I said, well, I don't know, I could have a go. I've never made one before. So we talked about it anyway. And the idea is, of course, it has this sort of trough in the top here. I don't know if I've made that deep enough or not, but and then the lid, you see, fits into the trough. So the idea is you put water in that little trough there. So when the lid goes there, it makes a seal. actually, while I'm here, I should. So the lid in this case, this lid, I threw the knob on, and it wasn't thrown in one piece, you know, because it was thrown like that, you see, on the wheel head. And then when it was leather hard, I trimmed it, and then we put the knob on. If you do that, it's always a good idea to, right in the middle of the center there, put a hole right the way through and up into the knob, okay? Yeah, like that, because that will let the steam out during the firing, and in some cases, not every case, but in some cases, the knob will blow off from the lid. It'll just blow off. You'll find it on the side somewhere. It lifts off. So if you put a hole there like that, it will let the steam escape. It's the steam, you see, that causes it to separate. Alright? Actually, what I might do is put a couple of lugs on here, something to hold this. You know, a couple of little like casserole lugs on either side, here and here. I think that would be good. It just gives you. I made it quite kind of a little bit heavy on purpose. Yeah, they sell these up at our local shop up at Weaver's. Oh, and bigger ones than this, you know, big ones like that. They're really heavy. So I decided to make that one heavy as well. Hey folks, thanks for joining us. 18th of May 2022. I am taking orders on these Leach treadle wheels, and we're having a batch made because I've got enough people now on board, so they're going to start to be made in the summer. And there are some spaces for workshops also. Check my website, simonleachpottery.com. Okie dokie, that's it from here. Over to you. Over to you, yeah. You go and do something now in your studio. Yeah, write to me, simonleachpottery@gmail.com. If you've got questions, I'll try and answer them. If you want to show me pictures of stuff that you've made, something when maybe I've helped you with, or you've felt inspired, let me know about it, and shoot us an email. Okay? Keep practicing. I'll see you soon. Bye for now.